Welcome to this short video on slab design in Tekla Tedds. This video will introduce you to the one-way spanning and two-way spanning slab modules. These allow you to design simple cast-in-place structural concrete slabs. We'll start by looking at the RC one-way slab design module. Make sure to read through the information notes on the right to understand the scope, general notes, assumptions, and limitations of the calculation. Note the simple one-way spanning slab calculation only checks span to deflection ratios based on the ACI deflection table. It does not perform any deflection calculations. You may need to supplement this design with your own calculations. As with all TEDS calculations, make sure that you work through the inputs going from top to bottom and left to right. There are two options to span the slab, either continuous over supports or simply supported. Input the span between supporting members. This is an example of our design-only module. It does not perform any analysis. It requires you to input the factored maximum positive moment and shear force. This is a calculation that you need to do before coming into this module. Design options allow you to select the ACI code and additional checks to include. Note again, the deflection is only a thickness check for the span versus deflection. Slab design is where you input the slab and reinforcing properties to be checked. The drop-down menus with white backgrounds allow you to either select from the available list or type in your own value. Define the main longitudinal reinforcement and the transverse shrinkage and creep reinforcement using these drop-down menus. The reinforcement checks are dynamic. As you make changes to the bar size and spacing, the check below will update with a pass or fail accordingly. This allows you to select appropriate reinforcing quickly while in this interface. Once you return to the main interface, the calculation results will update with a summary of the checks and pass-fail status. The output options allow you to select a detailed report or summary report and whether or not to include a sketch. Finish will complete the calculation and output the results to the document. As usual, the TEDS detailed calculations are displayed, making it easy to review and submit to plan officials. Now let's look at the two-way spanning slab module. Again, make sure that you read through the scope, notes, assumptions, and limitations before proceeding with the calculation. Working from top to bottom, first set up the design options. Here we have the option of without beams, which would be a flat slab, or with beams, which would require beams to support the slab on all sides. Input the slab properties as appropriate. Remember, you can select from the drop-down menu or manually type in values. If the slab with beams option was selected, the beam details need to be input. A single beam size must be used for all supports. For a rectangular beam, the flange and beam width would be the same value. For a T-beam, input the flange width as appropriate. Next, define the material properties as needed. This module is a bit different from the one-way spanning slab. In that one, we had to input the factored moment and shear. For this module, the calculation uses the direct design method to calculate the moments in the slab. Here you must input the total factored controlling load. This could be from 1.2 dead plus 1.6 live, or some other load combination that gives you the worst case load in pounds per square feet. Next, define the clear cover for the negative reinforcement at the supports and the positive reinforcement at the center span of the slab. Finally, click Reinforcement to design the slab. Here again, the inputs are dynamic, and the results will update as you select the reinforcing. This allows you to quickly make changes within the interface. This module follows the direct design method and uses column strips and middle strips to calculate the moments in the slabs and lay out the required reinforcing. Refer to ACI code for more information on the direct design method and how the design strips are defined. Once you're satisfied with the reinforcing bars and spacing, you can return to the main interface. The design summary will give you required moments at the column strips and middle strips for the top and bottom reinforcing, and the X and Y directions. You can also see the shear requirements and concrete cover checks. Select the report type, full or summary. You can also choose to display different sketches. Finish will now output the results to the document where you can review the detailed calculations. That brings us to the end of reinforced concrete slab design in Tekla Tedds.